Chapter 1. The Abyssal Discovery. The ocean had always been the last frontier on Earth, a dark, mysterious expanse that swallowed light and sound alike, a vast pressure cooker of secrets and unknown histories. For centuries, mankind had explored the skies, mapping the stars and sending probes to distant worlds. But it was the deep ocean, hidden beneath thousands of meters of water and sediment, that remained one of the most enigmatic places on the planet. Its crushing pressures, near-freezing temperatures, and complete absence of sunlight made it inhospitable to most life, but also a perfect hiding place for relics and anomalies that might otherwise never be found. For years, whispers had circulated within the scientific community about unusual readings captured by deep-sea sonar arrays, odd metallic shapes appearing and disappearing on ocean floor scans, unexplained energy pulses buried beneath the sediment, and strange signals seemingly broadcast from the abyssal depths. But none of these mysteries had been thoroughly investigated until the seismic survey vessel Nereus ventured into an isolated stretch of the Pacific Ocean, miles from any known fault lines or shipwrecks. The Nereus was equipped with cutting-edge geophysical instruments designed to probe beneath the ocean floor with unprecedented precision. Its primary mission was to study tectonic activity and map the structure of the seabed, but during a routine sonar sweep, the onboard systems detected a massive, artificial-looking object buried under several meters of sediment. The anomaly was unmistakably geometric, with smooth, reflective surfaces and symmetrical angles inconsistent with any natural rock formation. The initial scans revealed a colossal structure, roughly the size of a large cargo ship, lying intact and partially covered by layers of silt and mineral deposits. Its hull shimmered faintly under the submersible's floodlights, made of an unknown alloy that resisted corrosion and defied immediate identification by the spectrometers. Word of the discovery spread quickly through scientific circles, igniting fevered excitement and fierce debate. Some speculated it was a lost military vessel from a secret Cold War mission, while others hinted at the possibility of something far more extraordinary, a spacecraft, either extraterrestrial in origin or a remnant of a long-lost human space program that had vanished without a trace. International teams of experts were assembled and mobilized with remarkable speed. Governments and private scientific organizations pooled resources to outfit a specialized deep-sea expedition to investigate the anomaly up close. The operation was dubbed Project Abyss, a name that would soon become synonymous with one of the most groundbreaking discoveries in human history. As the research vessel Odyssey approached the coordinates, a palpable tension filled the air. The crew consisted of the finest minds in oceanography, astrophysics, materials science, and exobiology. Among them was Dr. Elena Voss, a renowned marine geologist with a reputation for meticulous precision and fearless curiosity. She had devoted her life to uncovering the ocean's secrets and was deeply fascinated by the possibility that this anomaly could rewrite humanity's understanding of its place in the cosmos. With her was Dr. Marcus Halliday, a physicist specializing in quantum materials, tasked with analyzing the mysterious hull composition, and Dr. Suresh Patel, a robotics engineer overseeing the deployment of autonomous drones designed to explore the wreckage in the crushing depths. The operation was a logistical marvel. Using a massive crane, the team launched a submersible named Leviathan, built to withstand pressures exceeding 1,000 atmospheres. It was a sleek, spherical capsule outfitted with thrusters, high-definition cameras, robotic arms, and advanced sensors. The descent into the abyss was slow and deliberate, the submersible slipping beneath the ocean's surface like a silver bullet through ink-black water. Communication with the surface was maintained via a fiber-optic tether, allowing scientists to guide the Leviathan precisely toward the target. Outside, the darkness was absolute, punctuated only by the bioluminescent flickers of deep-sea creatures and the faint glow of the submersible's lights cutting through the blackness like scalpels. Upon reaching the ocean floor, the crew was greeted by an eerie and almost surreal sight. The object lay nestled in a shallow trench, its massive form half buried in sediment, but unmistakably intact. The surface was covered in a thin film of rust-colored mineral deposits, yet the underlying metal reflected the submersible's lights with an almost otherworldly sheen. Strange symbols were etched along the hull, intricate and flowing, defying immediate linguistic analysis. The Leviathan's robotic arms delicately brushed away sediment, revealing panel lines and access ports that hinted at an advanced level of technology far beyond any known terrestrial design. The vessel's size was staggering, larger than any known submarine, and with a silhouette that suggested aerodynamic considerations, as if designed to move not only through water, but through air or even space. The team's excitement was tinged with disbelief and a growing sense of awe. Dr. Voss's voice crackled over the comms, barely containing her astonishment as she described the scenes unfolding on the monitors. This is no ordinary shipwreck. It looks like a starship. The design language is unlike anything we've seen on Earth. The hull material is emitting faint energy signatures, possibly residual power. We need to find an entry point. After hours of meticulous probing, the team identified a hatch-like structure near the midsection of the vessel. It was sealed but not welded shut, as if awaiting activation. The remote manipulator claw triggered a panel release mechanism, and with a hiss that echoed eerily through the submersible speakers, the hatch slowly opened, revealing a dark corridor beyond. A flood of data and images streamed back to the surface, capturing the team's imaginations and fears in equal measure. This was a portal to an unknown world, a gateway to secrets buried for possibly millennia. The Leviathan's powerful floodlights illuminated the interior, revealing walls lined with unfamiliar controls, displays pulsating with faint light, and panels inscribed with those cryptic symbols. The air inside was not breathable by humans, but sensors detected trace amounts of an unknown atmosphere, a breathable mix for another life form perhaps, or preserved by some advanced stasis technology. As the drone ventured deeper, the corridor opened into a vast chamber filled with consoles, strange machinery, and a large central pod surrounded by cables and crystalline devices emitting a soft, pulsating glow. The chamber was eerily silent, untouched by time and water alike, preserved in a vacuum of mystery. Then, the most shocking revelation came as the sensors detected life signs, faint, almost imperceptible bioelectric readings originating from the central pod. Whatever was inside was dormant, in stasis, or trapped in a suspended animation of sorts. The implications were staggering. This was not just a wreck, it was a tomb or a cradle, holding a being or beings beyond human comprehension. The possibilities raced through the minds of the scientists: an alien visitor trapped beneath the waves, a human explorer from a forgotten era, or perhaps a hybrid entity that transcended both worlds. Back on the surface, the atmosphere was electric. The news spread like wildfire, capturing global attention. Governments debated the ramifications, religious leaders pondered the cosmic significance, and the scientific community was thrust into uncharted territory. The discovery challenged fundamental beliefs about humanity's uniqueness and place in the universe. How had the ship come to rest in Earth's oceans? Who had built it? What secrets did it hold? Every question led to more profound mysteries. As the team prepared to deploy manned exploration units, the world held its breath, waiting for answers that would reshape history and humanity's understanding of life beyond the stars. The ocean had given up one of its greatest secrets, but what lay beyond the threshold was a revelation that would shock everyone, igniting a journey into the unknown that no one could have imagined. As the Leviathan probed deeper into the enigmatic vessel's interior, every corner and shadow seemed to whisper secrets from a past far beyond human memory. The dim, pulsating lights that lined the walls cast long, wavering shadows on the sleek surfaces, giving the corridors an eerie yet strangely organic feel. Unlike any human-made ship, the interior did not consist of mere metal plating and rivets, but seemed to merge technology and art. Smooth curves meeting crystalline interfaces, bioluminescent panels glowing with soft, hypnotic patterns, and conduits that pulsed rhythmically like veins carrying a living essence. The very air was thick with a sense of expectancy, as though the ship itself was waiting for the right touch, the right command, to awaken from a long slumber. Dr. Marcus Halliday's voice came through the comms, taut with barely suppressed excitement. The hull composition defies every known alloy cataloged in human history. Its microstructure contains layers of exotic elements, some isotopes we've never encountered, arranged in a lattice that can repair itself when damaged. The ship was built to endure not just time, but the ravages of space, and perhaps other environments beyond our comprehension. His words were met with awed silence on the surface, each scientist imagining the technological leap this implied, an engineering marvel far outpacing even the most advanced human spacecraft. Meanwhile, the Leviathan's cameras revealed a room that could only be described as a command center, an intricate network of consoles, holographic projectors, and transparent panels that shimmered with data in languages both alien and mathematical. Dr. Elena Voss watched in stunned fascination as symbols morphed and rearranged themselves on the screens, suggesting the ship's systems were not dormant, but in a low-energy sleep mode, waiting to be reactivated. The possibility that the vessel could be operational sent a ripple of nervous anticipation through the team. But the heart of the discovery lay in the large pod nestled in the chamber's center, encased in a lattice of crystalline cables that glowed faintly with a blue hue. The pod itself was made of a translucent material, thick and almost glass-like, yet resilient against the crushing ocean pressures. Sensors scanned it meticulously, detecting faint bioelectrical signals and temperature gradients indicative of life, or at least, of a being preserved in suspended animation. This was no mere machine or robot. It was a vessel for life, a cradle or a coffin. As the submersible's robotic arms began to delicately manipulate the pod's interface, attempting to decipher its locking mechanisms, tension gripped the surface team. What if disturbing the pod endangered the occupant? What if it was a biological entity incompatible with Earth's environment? What if it harbored intelligence capable of influencing the course of history or even the fate of humanity itself? Dr. Patel's robotic control voice broke the silence. I've managed to establish a weak interface connection with the pod's containment field. It appears to be stabilized by a quantum field matrix, a technology we have only theorized about. Attempting to disrupt it could cause catastrophic failure, but it might also allow us to awaken or communicate with whatever's inside. The global community outside was watching in rapt attention as live feeds from the Leviathan were broadcast worldwide. News outlets, governments, scientific institutions, and even everyday citizens felt the weight of history unfolding beneath the waves. Social media exploded with speculation, hope, and fear. Was this the first contact with an alien civilization? Was it proof that humanity was not alone in the universe? Could this discovery hold keys to technologies that might transform life on Earth forever? Or was it a Pandora's box best left unopened? Back inside the Odyssey's control room, Dr. Voss addressed the assembled scientists and observers with steely resolve. We stand on the threshold of a moment that transcends our understanding. What we find inside that pod will challenge everything we know about life, technology, and the universe itself. We must proceed with caution, but also with the bravery that has defined humanity's greatest discoveries. As preparations began for a manned dive into the alien ship's heart, the ocean seemed to hold its breath, the waves outside the vessel gently lapping against the hull, as if honoring the silent sentinel hidden beneath the deep. The expedition team knew that the coming hours and days would be a crucible of science and courage, a venture into the unknown from which there could be no turning back. Chapter 2: Awakening the Silence. The descent of the manned submersible Odyssey 2 into the inky depths of the ocean was unlike any other exploration in human history. Unlike the earlier robotic probe Leviathan, this voyage carried living, breathing humans who would face the crushing weight of the abyss firsthand, stepping into a vessel that had lain dormant for perhaps tens of thousands of years. The crew handpicked for their expertise, composure, and sheer courage knew that the events unfolding could redefine humanity's place in the universe. Yet, despite the technical marvels surrounding them and the years of training behind them, an overwhelming sense of humility and dread filled their hearts as the Odyssey 2 slipped beneath the waves, making its slow approach to the alien starship resting on the seabed like a sleeping Leviathan. The pressure gauges rose steadily, their readings pushing the limits of human engineering. Outside the thick, transparent viewport, the blackness of the ocean pressed in, impenetrable and absolute, save for the eerie glow cast by the submersible's lights and the flickering bioluminescence of strange deep-sea creatures that hovered curiously at a distance. Time seemed to dilate in the crushing silence. Inside, the small crew prepared their equipment meticulously, calibrating sensors and reviewing protocols as the ship hovered mere meters above the alien craft's hull. Dr. Elena Voss sat strapped in the pilot's seat, her sharp eyes reflecting the myriad data streams flooding the control console. Beside her, Dr. Marcus Halliday monitored the spectral analysis of the hull, while Dr. Suresh Patel managed the external manipulators designed to pry open the vessel's entrance without triggering any unknown security protocols. Every breath they took, every movement they made, carried the weight of anticipation. Their first priority was clear: to enter the ship without damaging its fragile systems and to establish communication, or at least observation, of the occupant within the crystalline pod. The alien vessel, now illuminated by the submersible spotlights, revealed more of its majesty and mystery. Its surface was a fusion of technology and artistry, an amalgam of sharp angles and flowing curves that suggested a civilization whose aesthetics intertwined seamlessly with function. Strange glyphs, glowing faintly in shifting colors, adorned the hull and shimmered under the Odyssey II's scanning beams. These glyphs had resisted all previous attempts at translation, hinting at a symbolic complexity that might represent language, technology, or even a form of biocommunication. The hull's surface, analyzed by Halliday's instruments, emitted a low-level electromagnetic hum, a heartbeat, perhaps, or residual power still pulsing faintly through circuits designed eons ago. After what felt like an eternity, the robotic arm extended cautiously, the claw engaging with the hatch's control panel. Dr. Patel's voice was calm but tense. "We've located the main entrance control. Initiating manual override." The submersible shuddered as tiny servos and locks disengaged within the alien mechanisms, ancient yet responsive to their delicate touch. Slowly, with a hiss and a faint vibration that seemed to ripple through the water itself, the hatch began to slide open, revealing a passageway that disappeared into shadow. The Odyssey II edged forward, cameras and sensors streaming live data back to the surface, where hundreds of scientists and millions of viewers worldwide held their breath. Stepping inside the alien vessel was like entering another world. The airlock sealed behind them, isolating the submersible's interior from the unknown atmosphere beyond. Elena and her team activated their atmospheric scrubbers and began venting their artificial atmosphere into the corridor. Sensors showed an alien blend of gases, not immediately hostile, but certainly unbreathable by human lungs, likely preserved in stasis to maintain the occupant's environment. The walls around them glowed faintly, responding to their presence as if awakening from a long sleep. The technology appeared biomechanical, with pulsating surfaces that resembled veins and neural pathways more than mere circuitry. As they advanced deeper into the vessel, the passageways opened into vast chambers filled with strange devices and consoles. These were unlike anything in human engineering. Transparent crystalline displays that bent and shimmered data in holographic arrays, touch-sensitive panels that reacted not only to physical contact, but also to subtle bioelectrical signals emitted by the crew themselves. The entire ship seemed to be alive, an integrated organism of metal, crystal, and energy. The scientists' excitement was tempered only by a deepening sense of reverence for the civilization that had crafted such marvels. Their journey culminated in the central chamber, where the crystalline pod rested on a raised platform encircled by a lattice of cables and conduits pulsating with soft blue light. The pod was the epicenter of the vessel's mysteries and, undoubtedly, the key to understanding its origins. Dr. Voss initiated a comprehensive scan, her fingers flying over the console. The pod's outer shell was perfectly preserved, showing no signs of corrosion or damage, its translucent surface refracting the submersible's light into dazzling arrays of color. Inside, the faint outline of a figure lay suspended in fluid, ethereal, and almost ghost-like. The occupant's physiology defied easy classification. The form was humanoid but elongated, with limbs thinner and more graceful than any human's, and an enormous cranium suggesting heightened cerebral capacity. The skin was translucent in places, revealing networks of bioluminescent veins pulsing rhythmically like a heartbeat. It was clear this being had been preserved in stasis for millennia, its vital signs faint but unmistakable. The question hung heavily in the air: who was this entity? A visitor from a distant star, an ancestor from a forgotten future, or something else entirely? The team debated the ethics and risks of awakening the occupant. Protocol dictated extreme caution. The being might be hostile, contagious, or incompatible with human biology. But the potential scientific gain was unprecedented. With unanimous resolve, they decided to initiate a controlled revival sequence. Dr. Halliday interfaced the Odyssey 2 systems with the pod's quantum field matrix, gradually destabilizing the stasis lock while monitoring vital signs and environmental parameters. As the minutes stretched into hours, the chamber filled with a gentle hum, the pod glowing brighter with each pulse. The occupant's eyes fluttered open, luminous orbs reflecting the chamber's light and the awe-stricken faces of the scientists. A soft, melodic vibration emanated from the being, a form of communication beyond words. The tension in the room was palpable. History itself seemed to hold its breath. The aliens spoke not in words, but through images and emotions transmitted telepathically into the minds of the crew. Memories of distant worlds, cosmic journeys, and ancient wars flashed before their eyes. The being revealed it was a scout from an interstellar coalition sent millennia ago to explore Earth's solar system. The ship's mission had been aborted after a catastrophic failure, forcing it into the ocean's depths to protect its precious cargo. Its species had evolved beyond physical form, existing now as entities of pure energy, seeking knowledge and connection. The revelation rocked the scientific community and humanity at large. The occupant's knowledge of advanced technologies, interdimensional travel, and cosmic history was a treasure trove beyond imagination. Yet it came with a dire warning. A cosmic threat loomed, capable of extinguishing life across galaxies, and Earth was now a critical point in the unfolding conflict. As the Odyssey 2 prepared to return to the surface, carrying the awakened scout and its knowledge, the crew understood their mission had transformed. They were no longer mere explorers, they were ambassadors of humanity, custodians of secrets that could alter the destiny of not just Earth, but the entire cosmos. The ocean had given up one of its greatest secrets, and with it, the door to the stars had swung wide open. Chapter 3: Secrets of the Cosmic Sentinel. The awakening of the alien scout inside the sunken vessel marked only the beginning of a saga far beyond anything humanity had ever conceived. Back aboard the research vessel Odyssey, the atmosphere was a mixture of wonder, urgency, and unease. The scout who, through intricate and profound telepathic communication, introduced itself with a name too complex for human tongues, so it was simply called Alien, had opened a window into cosmic history and technologies so advanced they reshaped the very foundation of human understanding. Yet, beneath this awe was an undercurrent of dread, the ominous warning Alien brought from the stars. A threat ancient, implacable, and vast was moving toward the solar system, and Earth had become a focal point in an interstellar war that had been raging silently for millennia. The first days of Alien's interaction with the human scientists were slow, painstaking, and profound. Dr. Elena Voss, Dr. Marcus Halliday, and Dr. Suresh Patel were the primary liaisons, forming an unprecedented triad of human minds striving to grasp the nature of Alien's knowledge. The alien's consciousness transcended the linear constraints of human thought, communicating through waves of emotion, complex visual symbology, and patterns of thought that mingled abstract mathematics with history and philosophy. Its intelligence was both alien and eerily familiar, a reminder that while species might evolve differently across the cosmos, the fundamental quest for survival and knowledge was universal. Alien revealed that its species, the Centauri, had once been explorers and guardians of the cosmic order, a collective civilization that spanned countless star systems. Their mission had been one of observation and preservation, ensuring that emerging life forms were protected from predatory cosmic forces while encouraging the natural evolution of civilizations. The ship they had sent to Earth was a scout vessel designed to monitor the development of humanity and assess whether the planet was prepared for integration into a larger cosmic federation. However, fate had intervened. A devastating cosmic event, an oncoming storm of unknown origin, had shattered the Centauri's plans, causing this ship to crash into Earth's oceans, where it lay dormant until its rediscovery. As Elian unfolded the tapestry of cosmic history, the scientists learned about a cataclysmic force known as the Nihilum. This entity was a dark, almost sentient void, a phenomenon that consumed stars, planets, and entire civilizations with insatiable hunger. It was neither purely physical nor entirely metaphysical. It existed on the edge of known reality, in a realm where the fabric of space-time itself unraveled. The Nihilum's advance across galaxies was slow but inexorable, a creeping darkness that erased all in its path. Elian warned that this force was now approaching the solar system, attracted by the nascent intelligence and energy signatures emanating from Earth. The implications were staggering. Humanity, hitherto oblivious to cosmic politics and existential threats beyond its own solar neighborhood, was suddenly thrust into a galactic arena. The Centauri, once protectors of fledgling worlds, had fallen to the Nihilum or retreated into the safety of higher dimensions. Earth was left vulnerable, its defenders unprepared for the scale and nature of the incoming danger. But Elian also brought hope. The scout's ship was not just a relic. It was a repository of technology and knowledge that could turn the tide if humanity could learn to wield it. The alien technology aboard the ship contained blueprints for energy shields, faster-than-light propulsion systems, and bioengineering techniques that could enhance human capabilities, tools vital for survival and defense. Over the ensuing weeks, the Odyssey became a hive of feverish activity. Scientists, engineers, linguists, and strategists worked around the clock to decode the ship's databases, extract usable technology, and integrate Elian's insights into human frameworks. Advanced quantum computers interfaced with the alien vessel's systems, attempting to bridge the gulf between Terran science and Centauri tech. The process was painstaking. Alien technology was not merely a collection of devices, but a symbiotic system that required understanding the underlying principles of energy manipulation, consciousness interfacing, and dimensional physics. One of the most profound breakthroughs came when Dr. Halliday managed to activate the ship's propulsion control systems. Using a combination of quantum algorithms and reverse-engineered Centauri code, they initiated a low-energy pulse that reverberated through the vessel's systems, causing dormant engines to hum softly. The engines utilized exotic matter and space-time manipulation to generate localized warp fields, allowing for instantaneous jumps across vast interstellar distances. The realization struck the team with the force of a cosmic revelation. Humanity was now a step closer to the stars, with a starship far beyond their wildest dreams lying ready beneath the waves. Meanwhile, biological studies advanced with equal vigor. Dr. Patel and his team investigated Elian's physiology and the bioengineering tech stored within the ship's databanks. The Centauri had developed ways to augment their bodies at the genetic and cellular levels, enhancing cognitive abilities, resilience to environmental extremes, and even forms of telepathic communication. Inspired by this, human geneticists began exploring ethical methods to incorporate some of these enhancements, hoping to prepare humans for the physical and mental challenges posed by interstellar travel and potential confrontations with the Nihilum or other hostile forces. However, this integration was fraught with controversy and caution. The moral and ethical questions surrounding human augmentation and the use of alien technology sparked global debate. Would humanity retain its essence and values if it adopted such profound changes? Could such power corrupt or lead to unforeseen consequences? The United Nations established a special committee to oversee the responsible development and deployment of Centauri technologies, ensuring transparency and international cooperation. Amidst these scientific endeavors, the world's political landscape shifted dramatically. Nations once locked in conflict found themselves united by the existential threat looming on the cosmic horizon. Alliances were forged, resources pooled, and the foundation of a planetary defense initiative took shape. Military strategists consulted with Elian to develop defense protocols using the alien ship's technologies. Advanced energy shields capable of withstanding intense cosmic radiation and physical assaults were conceptualized, as were weapon systems harnessing quantum effects and exotic particle manipulation. Yet, not all was smooth. Skepticism and fear persisted among certain factions, some viewing the alien presence as a threat or a prelude to invasion. Conspiracy theories flourished, and extremist groups sought to exploit the discovery for political gain. Elian and the scientific team worked tirelessly to communicate the gravity and hope embodied in their findings, striving to foster unity rather than division. On a personal level, the scientists felt the weight of their roles in this unprecedented chapter of human history. Dr. Voss, once solely a marine geologist, found herself a leader and a mediator between worlds human and alien, past and future. Her nights were filled with vivid dreams of starships, distant worlds, and cosmic storms, reflections perhaps of Elian's consciousness merging with hers. Halliday grappled with the challenge of translating incomprehensible technology into workable human science, often questioning the limits of human understanding. Patel wrestled with the ethical boundaries of bioengineering, balancing scientific curiosity with humanity's moral compass. As the Odyssey's research continued, subtle but undeniable changes began manifesting in the crew and some personnel exposed to the alien technology's influence. Enhanced reflexes, heightened awareness, and faint mental linkages hinted at the beginnings of a new evolutionary phase. The lines between human and Centauri blurred, suggesting that the integration of alien knowledge might not be merely technological, but biological and spiritual as well. Meanwhile, the ominous shadow of the Nihilum edged closer. Observatories and deep space telescopes detected disturbances in the cosmic background fluctuations in dark energy and space-time anomalies consistent with Elian's warnings. The world prepared, with the United Earth government spearheading efforts to build the first generation of defense and exploration vessels based on Centauri blueprints. The urgency was clear. The window for peaceful discovery was closing, and the age of cosmic conflict loomed. In the midst of this, Elian's presence remained a beacon of wisdom and hope, guiding humanity through its first tentative steps into the broader galaxy. The Scouts shared lessons on cooperation, resilience, and the sanctity of life, urging the Earthlings to embrace their potential while honoring the fragile balance of the universe. The alien story became intertwined with humanity's own, a fusion of destinies bound by curiosity, survival, and the quest for knowledge. As Chapter 3 closed, the Odyssey was no longer just a ship exploring the depths of Earth's oceans. It had become the cradle of a new era where human ingenuity met ancient cosmic legacy, and where the fate of a planet would be decided not just by its inhabitants, but by forces beyond stars and time. The silence of the deep was shattered, and humanity's journey toward the stars had truly begun. Chapter 4: The Dawn of the New Epoch. The awakening of humanity to its place in the cosmic tapestry was no gentle revelation. It was a seismic upheaval that shattered the comfortable illusions of isolation and terrestrial dominance. The alien scout Elian's knowledge, combined with the advanced technology retrieved from the ancient vessel buried beneath the ocean's depths, had ignited a renaissance of science, culture, and existential purpose. Yet, with enlightenment came responsibility and conflict. The dark shadow of the Nihilum, the all-consuming cosmic void, loomed ever closer, its arrival inevitable, demanding that humanity unite, adapt, and transcend its previous limitations or face extinction. The months that followed were a whirlwind of accelerated progress, galvanized by the urgency of impending doom. The United Earth Government, UEG, a coalition formed from previously disparate nations and factions, took command of the vast scientific and military efforts necessary to prepare the planet. Under the watchful guidance of Elian, the best minds of humanity collaborated on an unprecedented scale, harnessing Centauri technology to create new forms of propulsion, defense, and biological enhancement. The ship itself, once a silent sentinel resting in the ocean's abyss, became the blueprint and heart of the fleet humanity would send to defend the solar system. The transformation of Earth's technological landscape was breathtaking. Gigantic shipyards, built with alien design principles and powered by fusion reactors adapted from Centauri blueprints, rose across former industrial zones. The flagship of this emerging fleet, christened the Dawnfire, incorporated alien quantum propulsion engines capable of bending space-time, energy shields that rendered it nearly impervious to conventional weaponry, and biosynthetic interfaces that allowed its crew to connect mentally with the ship's core systems. These vessels were not mere machines. They were living entities, blending organic and mechanical, human and alien, into harmonious extensions of their crews. Simultaneously, advances in genetic engineering allowed select individuals to undergo controlled augmentations derived from Centauri bioengineering. These enhancements amplified human cognitive capacities, endurance, and even unlocked latent psychic abilities previously relegated to fiction. Yet, these developments were approached with caution and ethical scrutiny. The global community grappled with questions about identity, morality, and the definition of humanity itself. Would these new beings still be human, or something altogether new? The debate sparked philosophical discourse reminiscent of humanity's greatest historical and spiritual awakenings. Amid these transformations, Elian's presence remained a guiding force. Though it was no longer merely a scout, but a full partner in humanity's fight for survival, its alien perspective continued to challenge and inspire. Through shared consciousness sessions conducted via advanced neurointerfaces, Elian imparted the history and philosophy of the Centauri civilization that had risen, flourished, and ultimately been shattered by the Nihilum itself. These sessions revealed the horrors and triumphs of cosmic struggle, teaching humanity the importance of unity, adaptability, and hope against overwhelming odds. The political and social landscape of Earth shifted in profound ways. Former rivalries and conflicts became secondary to the planetary imperative of survival and cooperation. National borders blurred as resources, knowledge, and manpower were pooled into the colossal effort of preparing for the Nihilum's arrival. Education systems worldwide were revamped to integrate Centauri knowledge, focusing on quantum physics, dimensional science, and advanced ethics. Art and culture flourished as well, reflecting the new cosmic awareness permeating human consciousness. Music, literature, and visual arts began exploring themes of unity, infinity, and the fragility of existence, creating a vibrant renaissance fueled by both awe and apprehension. However, the shadow of fear and uncertainty remained. As the Nihilum's approach became undeniable through astronomical observations and cosmic sensor networks, panic and despair occasionally threatened to fracture the newfound unity. To counter this, the UEG implemented global psychological support programs, emphasizing resilience and collective strength. Elian, through its telepathic empathy, helped ease anxieties, reminding humanity of its potential and the legacy it was forging. The aliens' calm presence was a beacon in turbulent times, a symbol that even in the face of annihilation, life could find a way to persevere and evolve. The climactic moment approached swiftly. Sensors across the solar system detected the Nihilum's vanguard, a swirling maelstrom of dark energy and collapsing matter encroaching upon the heliosphere. Communication relays to deep space outposts transmitted warnings and coordinated defensive strategies. The Dawnfire and its sister ships were dispatched on their maiden voyages beyond the asteroid belt, tasked with intercepting and delaying the Nihilum advance, while scientists raced to develop more potent countermeasures. On board the Dawnfire, the integration of human and Centauri consciousness reached new heights. The crew operated not only through conventional controls, but through shared mental networks, allowing instantaneous coordination and tactical adaptation. Dr. Voss, now appointed Chief Scientific Officer, often marveled at how the alien technology had reshaped not only humanity's tools, but its very way of thinking. The boundaries between individual and collective blurred, echoing the Centauri's own evolutionary path. Yet, even as exhilaration and determination surged through the crew, an undercurrent of solemnity prevailed, knowing that the coming battles would decide the fate of all life in the system. The initial encounters with the Nihilum were unlike any warfare humanity had known. Conventional weapons were futile against a force that existed partly beyond physical reality, a creeping void that consumed energy and matter at a quantum level. The Dawnfire's shields, powered by Centauri energy matrices, managed to hold temporarily, creating fragile sanctuaries amidst the devastation. Countermeasures based on dimensional phase shifting disrupted the Nihilum's coherence, buying precious time, but never permanent victory. The conflict became a desperate dance between survival and obliteration, a cosmic struggle where knowledge and willpower were as vital as firepower. In the midst of this chaos, moments of profound clarity emerged. Elian and the human crew discovered that the Nihilim's advance was not mindless destruction, but a process seeking equilibrium in the cosmos, an unyielding force correcting anomalies and excesses. This realization forced humanity to rethink its approach. Survival would not come merely from weapons, but from understanding and, perhaps, transcending the very nature of existence. The Centauri's legacy held clues to harnessing this cosmic balance, suggesting that the true key to defeating the Nihilim lay in evolution, not just technological, but spiritual and dimensional. As the war raged, humanity and Elian forged a bond deeper than alliance, a symbiosis of spirit and intellect, history and hope. The crew of the Dawnfire became pioneers of a new epoch, carriers of a legacy born beneath the ocean waves and now blazing across the stars. Their struggle was a testament to the resilience of life, the power of unity, and the unquenchable thirst for knowledge that defined existence itself. In the final hours of the chapter, as the Dawnfire prepared for a decisive engagement near the outer edges of the solar system, Dr. Voss gazed out at the swirling cosmic storm, the Nihilim's manifestation, and felt a profound resolve. This was humanity's crucible, its moment of transcendence. Whatever the outcome, Earth had changed forever. The ocean had revealed not only a forgotten ship, but a destiny intertwined with the cosmos. The dawn of a new epoch was breaking, and humanity stood ready to step into the light. The cosmic battle that unfolded at the edge of the solar system was a harrowing testament to the indomitable spirit of life, a war not waged simply with weapons, but with the sheer will to endure and transform. As the Dawnfire and its fleet engaged the Nihilim's relentless advance, space itself seemed to convulse under the pressure of forces that transcended ordinary comprehension. The void's creeping tendrils, composed of dark energy and entropic chaos, sought to unravel the fabric of reality, consuming photons and matter alike, erasing light and life with a terrifying finality. Yet, humanity, bolstered by ancient alien wisdom and newfound unity, met the storm with courage that reverberated across the stars. The battle was fought on multiple fronts simultaneously. Fleets of warships forged from Centauri technology darted through warped space corridors, deploying phased shield generators and quantum disruptors that destabilized the Nihilim's form in localized pockets. Yet each success was tempered by losses. Ships were consumed by the void, their crews lost to the abyss. On Earth, scientists accelerated research into dimensional physics, seeking to create stabilizing fields that could seal the rifts the Nihilim exploited. Entire cities operated as colossal quantum laboratories, their engineers and physicists pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity to stave off annihilation. Amid this tumult, Elian stood at the heart of the struggle. No longer merely a scout, Elian had become a mentor, a bridge between humanity and the cosmos itself. The alien's consciousness interfaced directly with the Dawnfire's core, weaving a tapestry of knowledge and strategy that melded ancient wisdom with human adaptability. Through this connection, Elian shared not only tactical insights, but deeper philosophical understandings, that the Nihilim was a force of cosmic entropy, but also a catalyst for evolution and renewal. To survive was to transcend, to embrace change without losing the essence of existence. As the battle reached its zenith, the crew of the Dawnfire prepared to deploy the ultimate weapon, a device derived from Centauri technology capable of generating a controlled singularity, a micro-black hole designed to absorb and contain the Nihilim's energy signature, effectively sealing the void's advance. The risk was monumental. Miscalculation could mean the destruction of the solar system itself. Yet, it was the only hope. Dr. Voss, standing on the command bridge, felt the weight of countless lives resting on their shoulders. The stars outside the viewport shimmered faintly through the energy storms raging around them, a fragile reminder of what was at stake. With Elian's guidance, the crew initiated the device, unleashing a pulse of concentrated energy that bent space-time and tore a temporary rift into the fabric of reality. The micro-singularity expanded, drawing in the Nihilim's tendrils with a terrifying pull, consuming the darkness even as it threatened to engulf the Dawnfire. The ship's shields and quantum stabilization systems fought to contain the collapsing energies, a battle of will and technology waged in the heart of the void. After agonizing minutes that felt like eons, the singularity stabilized and then began to contract, shrinking until it vanished entirely. The darkness receded, the void's advance halted. The solar system was safe for now. Cheers erupted throughout the fleet, but amid the triumph lay solemn remembrance for those lost, and a recognition that this victory was but a single chapter in an endless cosmic saga. In the aftermath, humanity faced a new horizon. The oceanic depths had revealed not only an ancient alien ship, but a destiny intertwined with the stars. Earth had transformed, socially, scientifically, and spiritually, propelled into an era of exploration and unity. The Centauri legacy, embodied by Elian, had become humanity's guide toward understanding the vastness of existence and the responsibilities that came with knowledge and power. Dr. Voss and her colleagues spearheaded the establishment of the Interstellar Coalition, an alliance of species committed to safeguarding life and knowledge across galaxies. Humanity took its place among the stars not as conquerors, but as learners and protectors, carrying forward the lessons of resilience and hope gleaned from the abyss. Elian, its mission fulfilled, but its consciousness now forever linked with humanity, chose to remain as a guardian and advisor, a symbol of the cosmic bond forged in the depths of the ocean and the fires of interstellar conflict. The alien scout's story, once silent in the dark, became a beacon, a reminder that even in the coldest and darkest places, life and hope endure. As Earth's gaze lifted to the night sky, now filled with ships and stars more numerous than ever before, the echoes of that long-forgotten ship beneath the waves remained, a testament to the courage to explore, the strength to unite, and the eternal quest to understand the cosmos and ourselves.